we are 12 days out. Welcome guys back to my YouTube channel. So 12 days out is exciting. Not long left to continue the dig. I'm happy about that. Friday cannot come any quicker before we start backing off. But yeah, today's been a little bit of a struggle, to be honest. When I woke up, I just knew it was going to be a bit of a struggle day. So obviously the best thing to do when you know it's going to be like that is tell yourself it's not going to be like that. I have got this, and you crack on with your routine as per and get everything done so you don't feel like a failure or like your routine is up in the air. So everything has been done as it should be done. But I'm on day 25 of my cycle. Had some nightmares last night. We know I struggle with my menstrual cycle, and yeah, so my energy just feels super low. I have to kind of talk to myself a little bit more at this point, and that's why my routine is so essential, because I feel like if one thing is missed, then it all goes to shit pretty much. But yeah, I'm just about to head off and do my cardio now, which truthfully, do I want to do it? Not really. I'm going to pose as well after and just go through my routine, and then I will be posing tonight front to back for 15 minutes. So I'm just splitting those into two, which I always like to do the front to back in the evening when I'm full, when I don't want to do it, because we just love to choose to do things when we don't want to do them. Hashtag contest prep. No, I'm joking. It's been a really good week, to be honest. Things have been really good, especially given the fact that we are this close to our menstrual cycle as well. I cannot complain that we are on day 25 and that I'm feeling a little bit fatigued today, as expected as well at the back end of prep. So yeah, on that note, I feel like even speaking to you guys has just given me a bit of an energy pickup. So yeah, let's go and do the cardio. So feelings absolutely out of the window, in the bin, because we're not going to get anywhere with them. Usually cardio, when I finished, makes me feel like I've got a new lease of life, some more energy and whatever. But yeah, not today. Not today. But it did get me thinking about, honestly, how important it is to ignore these feelings. And that is one thing that we really need to master on our journey through bodybuilding, because even in off-season prep, not every day you're going to love what you do. And that is the truth, because of variables in life, I don't know, hunger, sleep, things going on that you can't control, all that kind of stuff. But to get to where you need to be, it's about the actions that you take today. And that requires discipline, habits, because at the end of the day, all that really matters is that you execute, giving your best, doing what you need to do. When you step on stage, no one cares how you felt when you were going through the process, as savage as that might sound. They are not comparing your process to anyone else. And I think holding your standards high and, choosing not to skip things when it could be easier not to, is essentially how you're going to stand on stage and feel once you get off stage, to be honest. Because if you end up looking back at your photos or whatever, thinking I could have given more, if only I did that on a day when I didn't feel like it, then obviously you're not going to be able to walk away proud. The results aren't in our hands, it's out of our control. But what we do throughout the journey is very much in our control, and it is uncomfortable, and it is sometimes boring, mundane and repetitive and hard. But at the end of the day, it's the same for everyone, and that is the sport that we have chosen. And I believe those who are, at the top well, they experience it too. If you were to ask someone, Laurelie, Ashlyn, Amy, anyone, they're all going to tell you that they have days just like this where they don't feel like it. And it's about showing up every single day regardless. And I think that's the difference between those who really excel and get to the top versus maybe those that don't. Obviously structure, everything else, how you're brought in and all those variables obviously play a role, but I'm talking about from like a mindset perspective and being relentless regardless of what is going on in your life. So yeah, I'm going to pose. So I have just got home and I am just cooking a meal, and I suppose I should update you on like where I'm currently at and what's kind of going on. So we have seen a new low of 54.6 kilos, but guess what? Because my cycle is just around the corner, we have seen that increase, which is completely normal and I completely understand, but we are still going to be digging. So we are. Steps at the moment are 12.5k. Calories today on a rest day are 1,119, so pretty low. And on a training day, they are around 1,400. So today, I actually have 5 out of 6 zero carb meals. So yeah, pretty savage, but needs must. I knew that the push was going to happen at some point. We have done a 10-week contest prep and we just needed to dig in a little bit more. So we made those changes around a week ago and we're pretty much where we want to be on the scales now, aside from obviously coming up the last couple of days, just around obviously my menstrual cycle. But we have seen that number, so that is a yes from me. We are probably digging till around Friday now, and it is Tuesday. So that's why I said at the start, Friday can't come quick enough, because that is when we should begin to pull back a little bit. But we will see how things obviously go, taking things day by day. I am checking in every single day and keeping Meg like in the loop throughout the days and things like that. So don't get me wrong, like, it has been hard. It definitely has. Like, no contest prep is going to be easy, especially when you're digging in, especially when you're taking the body places where it doesn't essentially want to go, like the lean conditions that we do have to get into. But I am really happy with where we are at from a condition standpoint, and especially happy with what I'm seeing with regards to my waistline. It is so much tighter and it just makes everything I've done so much more worth it. And it's good because we know the process and the foods that work for me now, and especially now we're going to be stepping on stage without obviously having gut dysbiosis, parasites, salmonella and all that stuff that we obviously had throughout my last season of competing. So I am excited to see, because that was my feedback, that was the biggest thing that I could see and the thing that I really wanted to address, and the thing that I feel that would push my physique to more of an elite level, because I've always been really happy with my back pose. It's just been something from the front. So yeah, happy that we've obviously got those food sources and like all of that kind of stuff sorted, and I'm very confident in that as well. So we are getting like lean, like really lean at the moment, and obviously that will then allow us to be able to fill out, which is really important, because I do have some lines in my quads a little bit, in my hamstrings, but again, like all of that is essentially going to be refined and filled out, and you have to go through like a whole other process to be able to present yourself on stage, and it does require us still to get lean but then to fill out correctly. So I trust Meg endlessly in doing so, and I'm really excited to see what obviously we are going to bring. It is literally crazy. I'm just thinking like this weekend I'm going to be saying like I'm a week out. It is literally crazy. I can't believe it. I'm so excited to be stepping on the Arnold stage and obviously representing the UK. so many people going. I'm starting to feel like the hype and everyone is getting more excited, so yay. So it's just so nice to be able to compete in the UK before I get my the rest of the season underway. I don't think you can beat, you know, competing on home soil, to be fair. And it's going to be really strange actually doing a peak week like from home, because I'm so used to not doing that. One thing I will say is though that I am happy because I am due on this Saturday / Sunday, so we will actually be in a really good place hormonally by the time of the Arnolds. In fact, that literally couldn't come at a better time. So again, excited to see what happens to my physique with that also shifting out the way. So yeah, exciting times. But anyway, I am actually going to go get this meal in now because I think it is almost cooked. It is nothing interesting, by the way. It is literally chicken, olive oil, some salt and some lettuce. So gonna go enjoy that. Yeah, just another work block to get on with before I head off to an appointment later, which actually, before I go, the appointment later is just a facial, but all day long, I feel like I put something in my mouth. All day long, I've literally been thinking to myself, like, I could so easily not, like I could really just cancel this appointment. So yeah, there's an insight to where we're at, a facial, which is lovely, but I have literally contemplated cancelling it so many times, and I always find that when I do have PMDD and all that kind of stuff, that I just would much rather not do anything. So I'm always really proud of myself, to be honest, because it is hard. It's hard, contest prep is hard, but also PMDD is hard, and I will never push that to the side, but it does give me a lot of satisfaction knowing that I do have the strength to keep going, because it is so hard. Like, I hear from so many people with PMDD and they're always like, I don't know how you do it. And I guess I've just worked heavily on my mindset and disciplines, and I kind of know where, you know, I know where I want to be, and I know what it's going to take, even at those times when like these feelings and stuff do come about and my body does feel exhausted. And PMDD is actually a disability, like it is. So it is no joke. But yeah, I am proud of myself for always being able to struggle through in the best way. Anyway, yeah, waffle over and out. I'm off to eat. 2 days later, I'm back in apparently my favourite spot in the kitchen, waiting for my chicken to cook once again. But basically, guys, there has been a change. Cardio is now out. Steps have been reduced to 8k instead of 12.5k. And basically, I guess you could say the peak has started to begin. To be honest, not yesterday, but the day before when I was vlogging this, and it was a hard day. It was a hard day. It wasn't even the hunger. It was just pure energy and just the cycle feels and all that kind of stuff. So that was a really difficult day. And then it was music to my ears when I woke up the next day. So yesterday, when Meg was like, right, that's it. Don't go and do your cardio today, and reduce your steps. So I was like, okay, like, are we done? And she's like, yep, we're done. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, we are now 10 days out. So that was pretty cool for that to happen, obviously at 11 days out, and was the goal. But we did wake up with a new low as well. So I have now seen 54.3 kilos on the scales, which is exactly where Meg wanted me to be. So happy days on that one. So we have not changed my calories yet. Had normal training day calories yesterday of 1400, and today is 5 0-carb meals and just 1 carb meal in the evening, so 1119 calories. But yeah, all is good, to be honest. I'm just really, really excited to start seeing things come to life, especially once food obviously does start to increase. It's nice that expenditure is out, and I'm actually happy that food has remained low, just so we can like marinate at this body weight, so to speak. So we'll see condition just slightly improve by keeping things as they are, but also I will start to begin to feel fresher by, of course, backing off of expenditure. So yesterday was a good day off the back of obviously the bad day, or bad moments of the day, should I say. I still got like obviously everything done, but it was just harder to do the little tasks, you know. And yeah, basically yesterday was a good day. All my sessions have been really, really good and really, really strong. So I am actually really, really happy about that, because I haven't had that, you know, when you're on at the back end of prep and training can get a little bit of a slog, like there's none of that at all. I'm burying myself really well. So training's just been really good for the entire prep, which is fantastic. And every time I go in there, I just think to myself, like, yeah, this is a good session. It's going to be a good session. And that's even on the harder days. So really happy about that. Mindset's in a really good place. To be honest, I've been doing a lot of inner work on all that kind of stuff. I have 3 hypnosis sessions left. So once I kind of get through doing these, because I've only had one like proper session so far, the rest were like consults and things to find out a little bit to help us move forward, then I will share more. But it is just to continue to help with the confidence, with doing the do in all walks of life, in helping with like anxiety, sleep, and just like, yeah, more belief in myself and all that kinds of stuff. So I've really gone in on that, alongside obviously faith and meditation, mindfulness. I also read, and this is a book that I am currently reading. I've read this like so many times. It's Relentless by Tim Grover, and there's some really good things in here which just really help my mindset, to be honest. It's just, yeah, from good to great to unstoppable. So that kind of vibe, you know? So yeah, on that front, things are good. Just really wanted to, you know, just keep helping level up my mindset, keep focusing on me and all the things I need to do. At the end of the day, that's like the only thing that's in our control in this sport is obviously, like I already said, is what we do and our actions that we take and things like that. And I believe that the mind is obviously a massive part of this, in not just competing, but in just all areas of life as well. So it's been really important for me to kind of go on that journey a little bit deeper this year. And I feel like it's, you know, helped with my physique and stuff as well, because sleep's been improved and like the way I feel, more just positive and just like in a better place, functioning really well, which is great at the back end of prep as well. Really focused just on like what I need to do. There's no like outside noise or anything going on, so that's really nice. Yeah, I'm just in an alright place. I woke up this morning and actually found meditation was quite hard. I don't know if people listening do meditate, but what I do is I focus on my breathing. So I wake up, and the first thing I'll do is sit up and set my timer for 15 minutes, and then I will basically focus on my breath. And usually when I wake up in the morning, it's like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, and like go, go, go. So the aim for me is to just keep recentering myself back to a calm state and back to like my breath, which is actually really, really hard. Give it a go. So just sit there and just focus on your breathing. Don't try and slow it down, speed it up, anything like that. And what I've noticed is that, like this morning, for example, and I am due on really soon, so my anxiety and stuff is always higher. I find it harder to meditate at this time of the month. So my thoughts, controlling them is a lot harder. So the way I would explain it, and the way I think, is like a river with leaves like floating down it, and each leaf is a thought. And that is where I try and take my mind, like let the river just take the thoughts, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I might be sounding just a bit woo-woo here. So basically just trying to recenter back to having no thoughts and just focusing fully on my breathing, just to calm my central nervous system right back down before I obviously then start the day. So yeah, that's really helpful. But like I said, it's not easy. is definitely something that I've had to like learn to get better at. And 15 minutes sometimes feels like really long, and sometimes it goes really quickly, depending on like how well I'm doing, I suppose. But I also always notice a benefit, even on a harder day, when I do that. So yeah, that's basically where we're kind of at now, at like 10 days out. So yeah, I'm gonna go and eat, which is chicken, lettuce, and some macadamia nut oil. And then I do have a check-in with Meg, because we are checking in twice per day. So we are doing it after meal 2 and on a training day post workout. So yeah, that's a little bit of where we are at the moment. We've actually had some really nice weather. So on that note, vitamin D is life. It is good for us. So I have come outside to actually read some of my Relentless book. I've just done some client work, just checked in. So kind of like just taking a bit of a moment, I guess, for myself. So I need to actually get a bit of a tan on these legs. It really helps with your base colour of your tan. So I am actually going to be hitting the sunbeds this week as well. Shh. I know, I've not had a sunbed since like December, which is a long time, which is good because I'm trying to look after my skin. But I just find that my tan looks so much better on show day when I've got a bit of colour already to me. So yeah, waiting for a reply from Meg, so we'll see what she says, but I don't think she'll change anything today, which is fine. I'm not having like an extremely hungry day or anything like that, which is good because it is zero carbs. But yeah, just gonna enjoy some time outside. Gonna also, once she does change my food, I'm going to vlog it, just so I can keep you guys in the loop of like some of the changes and manipulations and things like that that we do take across this week, heading into the rest of peak week. So I'm going to try and be on my ish with that to keep you guys in the loop, because I appreciate that. I did not upload a YouTube video for, I think it's 13 days until now. So I was trying to do that once a week, so my bad. But yeah, we'll see. I want to vlog this peak week to show you guys what we kind of get up to, the changes we make, what we do. And I will be with Meg next week from Thursday right through until obviously show day Saturday. So yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching, for following along, for all of your support. Obviously it always means a lot. It really, really does. So yeah, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.